Yo, what's good people, it's Cactus, and in this video, I'm going to be showing you the best Black Friday plugin deals for 2024. Whether you're looking for instruments, effects, or new sounds, this is the best time to grab insane discounts. So I've done the hard work for you. You can skip the research and just focus on upgrading your setup. I'm going to break it down by instruments and effects and show you the best deals for us producers I can find. So let's get straight into it. Okay, for the first one, we have the Bloom series by Excite Audio. It's a collection of different instruments that were designed to be really functional and quite easy to work with. They have everything from loops, one-shots, vocals, bass, and then just recently, they released Bloom Palette Object. This is more organic sounds and textures, so let me show you. When you load up the plugins, they have a really nice interface. All you do is set the key signature, then you can choose from some of the presets. Just nice organic and texture sounds. So these can be really cool as song starters, or just to add a bit of texture to your melodies. Like that, for example. It's a lot of rare instruments as well. So Palette Object merges things like household objects, machinery, Foley with acoustic instruments, so it's quite a unique sound. And if you think about how artificial some sounds can be these days, this just adds a bit of life back. So it would be sick for things like boom bap, lo-fi, house, or anything you want to add a bit of texture to really. But you can edit each sample individually. There's a whole sequencer, a wide range of effects, and you can mix everything together to sort of create your own banks. So this one's sick, but I really like the bass and vocal plugins too. Some really nice sub basses, and there's some vocals that sound amazing. These are surprisingly cheap too. They're 33% off right now, making them only £39 each. Or if you get the whole Bloom bundle, it's 50% off, making it only £99. They also have some really cool multi-effect plugins called Lifeline Console and Lifeline Expanse, where you can add things like width, space, saturation, texture, and analog EQs, compressors, modulation, and tape, vinyl, and cassette simulation. These are 50% off too, but if you get the whole Excite Audio bundle, which includes all of their instruments and effects, it's only $199 for everything, so this is definitely one you should check out. I'll leave a link to everything in the description too. Next up, we have the V Collection X by Arturia, and you've probably seen me using Analog Lab so many times, and it's because it just sounds amazing, and they have really nice models of actual Sims, which is what most people like it for. So if you look, they have new instruments like the Mini Freak V, Acid V, CP70, and then they have things like augmented brass, augmented woodwinds, which sounds really cool. And then you can see they have models of actual Sims like the Juno, the Prophet, vocoder. So of course you get Analog Lab with it, which sort of holds everything together. Then you get the individual Sims too, which usually give you a bit more flexibility. But you can see that you can get everything right now for 50% off, making this only $249 for the whole collection. Just to give you an idea of what some of the sounds are like, this is my Aquarius Analog Lab bank. My favorite sub bass. I use these strings a lot too. Next up, we have UVI, and you've probably heard me talk about their plugins before, but right now there's up to 50% off store-wide, and that includes my favorite plugin of theirs, World Suite 3. This one's crazy, man. There's 430 instruments, 1900 handcrafted presets, 12,000 loops and phrases. This has a lot of rare instruments from around the world, and instruments you wouldn't normally find. For example, let's go to strings, and I'll show you the koto. So I'll use this for making things like Japanese melodies or any type of worldly loop. This individual one's 30% off right now, which makes it €209, but for the amount you get in here, I'd say it's definitely worth it. If you buy 2 plugins, you get 40% off, and if you buy 3, you get 50% off. They've got loads of plugins, and I can definitely vouch for UVI. The quality is incredible. Next up, we have Heavyocity, who make really high quality plugins, but one in particular I'm going to talk about is Vocalize 2. So I like to slap this on when I'm trying to look for nice vocal phrases to create a dark atmosphere in my beats. Right now it's 50% off. You could also look at things like the solo textures. They have really cool guitar phrases, which I've used before, but I haven't tapped into the other plugins yet, but no doubt they'll be crazy, man. With the phrases, I usually start with something close to the key I'm working in, and then you can pitch it and change it. These get used in so many different drill beats. But then for texture, they also have these really cool pads too. 50% off right now. This is definitely another must-have. Whilst we're on the topic of amazing quality, orchestral sounds and textures, let me show you what Sonuscore are offering right now, because everything they do is crazy too. I usually use Sonuscore products if I'm making anything orchestral based. So for example, the Orchestra Complete has literally everything you need for orchestral sounds. But then with the complete version, you also get Woods of the Wild, Horns of Hell, and Strings of Winter, which was my go-to bank for a long time when I was making New York drill. You can see how many sounds you actually get in here. And there's a mix of articulations like this, or just really nice strings like this. I've used this preset loads. This whole collection's reduced from $479 to $239.50. But if you don't want to spend that much, I'd recommend checking out the Orchestra Essentials. This is a must-have if you don't need a crazy amount of articulations and sounds, but you just want some really good quality orchestral instruments. The quality speaks for itself, man. Brass sounds crazy. If you're into articulations, definitely check out the Score by Sonuscore too. They have loads of different ones you can use. I really love the phrases too, so sometimes I'll start with a chord progression and then add a phrase to get a more natural sound. Like this, for example. Sound mad. Individual phrases are 50% off, making them only $49.99, or you can get packs of 3 for $99.99. Again, if you make trap and drill, you've probably heard these phrases in a lot of beats. These are really popular. Another one for real instruments and orchestral sounds is Musio. They started off making scoring instruments, but now they cater to producers like us as well. And you can get the whole bank for only $149, and that's over 2,000 high quality virtual instruments. If you don't want to pay that up front, they have an annual subscription for $49 right now, down from $99. Just to show you what it looks like as a plugin, you have all these different sounds you can get here. Everything from flutes to violins, to scoring instruments, drums, vocals, guitars, synthesizers, and more. Here's one of the woodwinds, for example. Sounds incredible. Okay, next up is LANDR, because they're running a huge sale right now with 50% off. At LANDR have a range of services, everything from mastering to different plugins to loops and sounds, and you can see the range they've got here. I think the best option is LANDR Pro, which gives you access to all of the LANDR plugins. You get unlimited masters, unlimited distribution, 2,400 sample credits, and then £3,000 worth of plugins. So that includes all of their own, of course, but then look at all the different ones you get. Ones from Baby Audio, Arturia, Sonuscore, Spitfire Audio, Lunacy Audio, and then all these other ones here. So if you think about paying £12.50 a month, but a year up front, you get access to everything. So this is a crazy deal right now. I just dropped a whole video using LANDR Composer and some of the other plugins that are included. So if you want to hear what they sound like, then just make sure you watch that video. Okay, now we have Native Instruments, who are of course known for the contact banks. And one of my favorite pianos is the Noir piano. This is like my go-to piano whenever I'm trying to create something dark, and that's 50% off right now. But they also have the synth plugin Massive X, which is sick, and then loads of different banks on offer. Picked Acoustic is a good one. Any of the session guitarist plugins are really fire. I use Electric Sunburst whenever I need an electric guitar, and then I also use Session Strings Pro, and the Symphony collections are fire too. This is what the piano sounds like. And then the horns if you ever need brass instruments. So $64.50 is not bad at all for the individual instruments, but you might want to check out some of the bundles too if you're looking for more than one bank, although at the time I'm recording this, it doesn't look like a lot of them are on sale. Speaking of bundles, let me show you the Korg Collection 5, which is on sale for $299 down from $399. So this is VST versions of the actual Korg keyboards, but one in particular I think you'll like is the Korg Triton, because the actual keyboard was used by so many hip hop producers in the early 2000s. Loads of 50 Cent beats were made using this, and those type of beats are popular again right now. So if you're making early 2000s beats, then definitely check out the Triton. there's loads of iconic presets in here. I won't go through them all, but that's just one plugin from the whole collection, so you can see other popular ones like the M1. But if you just want the Triton, then that's on sale for only $149. I know people that have had the actual physical version, but they swear by the VST version too, so definitely want to check out. All right, last in the instruments is SubLab, and this is more of a sound design tool, but I wanted to show you this because it's on sale for only £9.50, and I use this to create a lot of the 808s I use in my trap kits, for example. I actually use the XL version, which is $47.95 right now, and here's one that I actually created in here. Alright, now moving on to effect plugins. The first one I want to talk about is from Output. And I could have mentioned this in instruments too, because they have 50% off effects and instruments right now. I love using Arcade, for example, and that's 30% off. But if you've been watching my recent videos, you'll know that I use Portal in pretty much every one. So Portal is one of my favorite effects right now for just completely transforming your melodies or just adding some texture. Let's just take in a loop, we'll throw in some Portal, and then we'll go to one of my banks. So this is it without. And then this is with. So just completely manipulates it, flips it. It sounds sick. Pretty much all of my drill and trap loops have some sort of texture that's been ran through Portal. And what I love about it is you can create your own banks. Of course, I've got my Global Glitches one, my Perlina Portal bank, and my Pulse Wave one. Then with Arcade, I love using this for things like vocals, starters, just layers to my melody if I'm not really thinking of the right one, or even individual instruments. Plus, they're constantly updating the bank, so you're always going to have new sounds. Everyone knows about distant voices. But then I also use Arcade to flip my samples too, so I've just dragged in a loop, we can generate a sampler, and now we've got these crazy chops we can work with. And minus Arcade, you can see you can get everything for $425 right now. The effects bundle for $199, the instruments bundle at $249, all the individual ones 50% off. And yeah, Arcade 30% off right now. And if you pay yearly for the monthly plan, it works out at only $578 a month, so crazy discount. Next up for effects, we have the Baby Audio sale, because some of these plugins are dirt cheap right now. Like Super VHS, 86% off, everything else 40% off, 40% off, 50% off, or the whole bundle for 76% off, making it only $279. Super VHS at $9.99 is a steal though, because listen to how it sounds. So I've got this guitar phrase. If you throw on Super VHS, there's a really nice chorus here. You can add some heat, wash it out, and some detune. So yeah, really nice effects. The other one I find myself using from Baby Audio is Spaced Out. This adds delay and reverb in a pretty cool way. I'm just flicking through some presets. Next up we have UAD, because they're running a crazy sale right now. One that stood out was the Producer Edition. I've used Verve analog machines before, which sounds like really nice tape emulation. And all the plugins just sound amazing, man. Most engineers will swear by these plugins. Mini Moog looks crazy, although I haven't personally tested it. But it looks like you get quite a bit with this bundle. And I have tested the organ, I've used that in quite a few beats. It sounds sick. This is the organ, it's sick for soul. But then as you can see, it includes a lot of the mixing plugins too, like limiters, chorus, channel strip, EQ, the classic LA2A, tape echo, plate reverb, and a tape recorder. Universal Audio are known for emulating that analog sound, and people swear by it, man, so this is definitely one to check out. This is what the tape echo sounds like too. Really nice delay. Next up is Shaperbox 3, and if you've been watching my videos, you most definitely have seen me using this before. It's on sale for only $89, so I've got this guitar phrase. We'll throw on Shaperbox, and you can see we've got all these different shapers and tools, and you can stack them together. For example, you could add the classic halftime effect. Pair that with some panning, and then even add a filter. And just to show you one of the creative ones, this thing will just completely flip your melodies. CableGuys are the goats that actually made halftime, and you can get that for €10. I don't think it's on sale individually, but you could get the whole CableGuys bundle for only $149. But yeah, Shaperbox 3 at $89 is a steal, so definitely check that. Alright, last in the effects is H910 Harmonizer, and my guy Carvey put me onto this one. So I've pulled in this loop. We'll just listen to one of the stems. Nice piano. But now if we add Harmonizer, I mainly use it to pitch it up and down, but when you use this to pitch it, it adds a crazy amount of texture. It makes it sound nice and vintage. Crazy. But then they have some insane delays like this really creative one called Void. And that's on sale for £73, down from £208. Alright, now as a bonus, let's talk about drum kits and loop kits, because your boy is actually running a huge sale for Black Friday too. But this is the biggest bundle I've ever done. This is 5 of my last bundles. 3 drill ones, a boom bap one, and a trap one. It's 42 kits, thousands of sounds, and the whole thing together is 75% off. You can see you get Planet Drill, the Sacred Trap Suite, the Deep Suite, the Crate Collection, and the Divine Series. 42 kits, 4,000 plus samples, over $395 in value, and that's on sale for $97 right now. Individually, my bundles are 50% off right now, so you can get things like my latest trap bundle, the Sacred Trap Suite for only $35, the Crate Collection for $35, and all of my drill bundles for less than $52. Or if you don't want to spend that much, then just look at my individual kits, because they're all on sale for up to 70% off right now. And there's so many you can get for under £10. All my courses will be on sale too, so if you're looking to up your production game, you know where to go, man. Just click the link in the description. There's so many different deals right now to go through, but just as some final thoughts, just check Plugin Boutique. They're always hosting a lot of sales. At the time I'm filming this, it's not on sale yet, but I think last year I got Expand 2 for about £5, so definitely keep an eye on this one. Same with the Sound Toys Bundle 2. Doesn't look like it's on sale right now, but it was last year, so keep an eye on this one as well. So I hope this video helped you. I spent a long time researching all of these deals, so hopefully it saved you some time too. I've left links to all of them in the description, so make sure you check them out. But much love for watching, everyone, and I'll see you in the next one.